What's up, y'all? It's your boy Niner Faithful. I know everyone is having a legendary day, ladies and gentlemen. Flex if your team is 3-0, baby. Yeah, I was telling Jason, it feels kind of so weird because I'm almost moved on to the Cardinals already because the game was almost a week ago. But we're gonna go ahead and break down Niners. I almost said Cardinals. Niners, Giants for you. Okay, there you go. The internet got a little bit better. We're going to go ahead, but before we get started with that, we, of course, got to remind everybody to help out Niner Faithful Radio by using our shop49ers.com affiliate link. Link is in the description of this podcast or video. Go to SeatGiant.com. Use the promo code Niner Faithful Radio to save on all your theater, concert, and sporting event tickets, as well as help out the show. To see everywhere you can subscribe to the show, go ahead and visit NinerFaithfulRadio.com/subscribe. Follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Tumblr at Niner Faithful Radio, and Twitter at Niner Faithful R. And you can see Jason and I doing this week of NFR Weekly News Wrap. We're going to be going live at 6 p.m. And, of course, Sunday catch myself doing the pregame. Jason will do your halftime show, and Jamie will be live with the post-game. And as always, we listen to the end of the show to get your special coupon code for all Season 3 for the Faithful by the Faithful apparel. It's officially here. Season 3 is fully done. Make sure you stay tuned for that coupon code. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, Faithful of all ages, let's get the show cracking.
Rice has just set a Super Bowl record with 12 catches. He's in motion. Montana, touchdown, John Taylor.
What's cracking with you, Jason?
Chew!
Before we didn't get a chance last week because we didn't do NFR Weekly News Wrap. Out of nowhere, the Niners announced multi-year extensions for John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah, and I still have not seen how long.
I was just about to say that. I don't know if this was necessarily go ahead and do your thing, bro. I don't know if this was a money situation that somebody needed to get paid more or something.
He's a resident Seahawk fan. Hey, Eric, if you're going to the Thanksgiving game, let me know. We'll meet up. We'll get a beer.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, y'all handle that. And then hopefully it'll be a little tough because we plan to get married next year, but I'm hoping by not going to one game this year or a road game this year that I'll be able to go to 2 next year. So
Are you talking about maybe selling a couple of games just to see if you can get anything back? Maybe do it that way?
Never. Come on, bro. I would never sell my ticket.
Well, no, I mean, you could sell them and then use that money to go to an away game. You know what I mean? Kind of thing.
Well, yeah. I know there are some people like that. Honestly, if I can knock down my if I could transfer it to where it's a cheaper option, where essentially get 2 tickets from what I'm paying now.
Yeah, and sell the other one.
That's something I might do. Like, definitely, I probably almost do that to every game. I mean, if I'm not specifically bringing somebody like you're in town, Kim's in town, Jamie's in town, somebody like that, then I probably would sell it. But no, Jason, I'm probably gonna go.
Fair enough. I mean, it is Thanksgiving. I get it, man. I get it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm actually really. I mean, if the stadium's gonna be packed, it's Niners Seahawks. Let's be real. They're not. There's a reason that they choose these type of games
Yeah,
which,
these are rivalry games only.
yeah. I mean, for the life of me, I do not understand why the Lions. But maybe that's really that. You know what? If I was a Lions fan, which I know plenty of Lions fans, with my mom being from Detroit, I actually have never asked them this, but I bet you if I was a Lions fan, that's the game I would save up for every year. You figure you're going to be garbage most years, so you figure
might as well
hey,
go to the biggest game of the year.
Yeah, I'm just going to go to. I know we're going to have a home game on Thanksgiving, and so fuck it. That's going to be at least a prime time.
Yeah, that's not bad. Same thing with the Cowboys when they used to play the Commanders, Redskins, whatever you want to call them. They used to be on Thanksgiving. Remember the longest time that was the only two teams. There was only two games. Now there's three.
Hold on, I'm actually looking up their record. They're 37-43-2 on Thanksgiving, which is not as bad as you would think.
For as bad as some of the Lions teams have been over the years?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, yeah, I mean, I bet you if I was a Lions player, that's probably the one game you get fired up for a year, considering your season is usually done by September.
That might be the only time you're on like prime time or anything like that. I can see that.
Yeah, definitely. Anyway, so like I said, coming in, flex if your team's 3-0. You and I were talking off of air. That's generally what I thought it was going. That's what I thought it was generally going to be. I mean, I thought the offense was
the Dolphins and somebody else.
The Eagles.
Eagles
are the only undefeated teams in the NFL. I mean, I saw Skip Bayless, which first of all, I'll say fuck Skip Bayless. And see, I hated Skip Bayless before it got popular because Skip Bayless used to be a writer for the San Jose Mercury.
Yep.
So I grew up hating Skip Bayless because obviously.
But I do love when the Cowboys lose and he be going out.
Oh yeah. I mean, watching his reaction videos, like I don't. It's so funny because everybody would think my TV would be on NBC Bay Area or ESPN, like those would be just constantly when my TV is on. And I really actually don't watch a lot of like First Take or ESPN or those type of things. But the one thing I do like watching is, and it'll usually pop up on my feed, is Stephen A. Smith, where the Crack Girls lose and Skip Bayless, his little rant or his.
My favorite one is when he just kind of looks at the phone. He's like,
or
he just holds it in. That's my favorite one.
And a cigar in his mouth. And
he just sit there and he's got that little smirk on his face. You just see him. He's trying to hold back laughter.
Yeah, I love it. Like, but I know he said, I wasn't impressed by this Niner team and everything. And we're going to introduce a segment right now that I just decided to introduce today. The turning point of the game. I'll give mine, and then Jason's going to go ahead and give his. And they kind of, I have a feeling, are going to tie into each other. The Ronnie Bell, I want to make sure I get the exact play right. But it was the drive right before the Nick Bosa sack and everything like that. I felt that changed the game. It was literally just like that woke the team up. That woke the crowd up. That was literally, I mean, that's what turned the game. I'm going to get the drive right now. Well, I looked that up and find out the drive. What's yours, Jason?
Mine is going to be the actual Nick Bosa sack.
Yeah.
If the Ronnie Bell one was the start of it, Nick Bosa's sack is what pushed it downhill, and it just started getting out of control. So that sack was basically to end the first quarter. At that point, It was 3-3, I think is what it was.
Mm-hmm.
After that, so they had in the first period, like we're talking hockey, first quarter, they had the one drive, 13 plays, 49 yards, and a field goal. And that's pretty much all they had. Now, after that, after the Nick Bosa sack, 4 plays, 2 yards, punt. 5 plays, 0 yards, punt. 9 plays, 37 yards, field goal. That ended the first half. In the third, they had 7 plays, 18 yards, punt. Then they had 4 plays, 15 yards, and a touchdown. I don't remember how they got to the 35. I can't remember if that was a kick return or something like that.
I believe that was the fair catch interference.
Okay, so that's what it was. Then they had 7 plays, 6 yards, punt. 6 plays, 11 yards, punt. 8 plays, 8 yards. Then there's the pick, and then 4 plays, 4 yards, punt. So while the score didn't look like we dominated, if you look at this, that's domination. No matter how you
It
put it.
was okay. So it was. So Ronnie Bell pins him. I can't even read it. Whatever. But yeah, I mean, I felt it. Like I think the crowd was waiting for that play, for that just turn, because I remember even Greg Papa commenting like the Niners are dominating this game. And as far as time of possessions, yards, first down, every single category you could say. Why is this football team in this game? Ronnie Bell, and this is why I chose it, is because everybody's going to talk about the Nick Bosa sack. Yes, that's what got the crowd going. I mean, I was screaming Bosa at the top of my lungs. I mean, it was just Levi's is lit is what it became after that sack. That completely turned the game.
Yeah.
But without Ronnie Bell pinning him back, I don't think that happens.
Well, it definitely wouldn't have pinned him back that deep.
Yeah. I mean, Nick Bosa could have got the sack and everything, but I think that's what flipped field position.
Yeah.
Allowed the offense to get into a short position. And I noticed something. With as much as Brock struggled in the beginning of the games, Kyle was allowing him to play through it. How many times?
It was only really the first quarter.
It really
was.
At it. And I specifically watched this on a replay, and I know a lot of people are touching. I want to say it was the first drive where he missed Kittle in the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
But what a lot of people didn't see is Kittle actually ended up getting pancaked. He got put on his ass at the beginning of the play, which completely threw off the rhythm of the play. And so I want to give props to Brock, because how many times have we seen with Jimmy that Jimmy would have a quarter like that, and here comes 15 straight run plays?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, how many times did we see that with Jimmy?
So Kyle just feels comfortable with Brock. Like, whatever it is, they just meet up, and the little bit that we saw with Trey, I don't think Kyle had that much confidence, because we were still running a lot of that power from the quarterback and just quarterback run in general. But it was almost instant. As soon as Brock got in, just all of a sudden confidence that from Kyle, just like, I'm going to run the offense the way it's always meant to have been run the entire time.
I think we can thank Miami. Just how many times did they zero blitz him that game?
Yeah.
And I think that showed Kyle, like, damn, if you could have that in your first, like, they zero blitzed him his first NFL snap.
Which is a great idea. I would do it against any quarterback. Of course,
I'm not knocking Miami. I mean, that's if you look at how to play rookie quarterbacks, especially the last, overall pick in the draft, how to play rookie quarterbacks 101, it's blitz them.
Yeah. So no matter who they are, the last pick or the first pick.
Yeah, I mean, regardless, you're going to blitz them. So I'm not knocking Miami, because that's what you do, and clearly that's what. Oh God, it was. I want to say 34 of 39 pass plays that New York blitzed.
Yep, it was ridiculous.
It was just
they were going for that same Miami style of defense against Brock, which he's proven that he can play against.
Yeah, I don't understand it. It was. They had a McFadden, I believe he was number 41 for the Giants. I was like, if we lose this game, it's going to be because of him, because he was shutting our offense down. You know, it just seemed like tackle by McFadden, tackle by McFadden, tackle by. I was like, damn.
He's a good player.
I was like, if you hit free agency next year, cuz or
give me a call.
Agency, give us a call. John Lynch kind of giving him an extra little tap on the back, a little whisper in his ear after the game, I bet. Of course, we're not advocating for tampering. That type of stuff never happens. But
we're on the up and
yeah,
up.
So it was the Bosa sack. It was I give props to Ronnie Bell, because I think his play, 89%.
Aloha,
aloha, brother. So I'm not saying concerning, but the offense could be so much better. And I don't want to judge I know we keep on saying this. Oh, don't judge too harshly. Week 1, we said it was week 1. Week 2, we said, oh, it's the Yams, they know us so well. Week 3, we said it's a sore excuse. I'm looking at this game, and I need that offensive game, juggernaut game. I need us to put up 45 points. You know what? I don't want us to give up more than a field goal to the Cardinals, which we've almost done. Because if you look at the Giants' offense, what was it? The first drive, which I'll chalk up. You're seeing what they're doing. You're filling them out. And when it got down to crunch time, we shut them down when we needed to.
Daniel Jones looks shook. Have you seen the picture of him?
Mm-hmm.
When he was looking at defense, he's like,
well, because it's clear that what we're starting to see from these quarterbacks, these young quarterbacks who aren't the elite style quarterbacks, is, bro, we're not the I don't know. I can't even think. We're not the Cardinals defense, bro. You're not coming back, from what was it? 27-3, 28-3, what was it?
Yeah, something like that.
And I think it was the relentlessness, because it's very frustrating because the lack of sack numbers that we're getting are not correlating to the amount of pressure.
We've got what, 5 or 3 of the top 7 when it comes to pressure in the league right now, or something. It's something ridiculous right now.
And you're seeing it. Daniel Jones' plan was the same as Matthew Stafford. I don't give a shit if this ball is complete or not. I'm throwing it. And really, let's be real. If I was their offensive, I think their offensive coordinator might deserve to get fired. Oh yeah.
That's a man who has no fucking clue what's going on.
He has no clue what's going on. And you know what? It's like, what have I said about the offense all year? Most teams don't have the defensive players and the defensive schemes to guard CMC, Debo, Brandon Ayuk, or not even Brandon Ayuk this game. But you just don't have the D for our offense.
I like it. Solo with the big prediction on that one.
You know what? Talk to me. We always keep on saying, talk to me after the Cry Girls or anything like that. But after the first couple weeks of what we've seen, because I don't think the Cry Girls are going to be able to score on us. I really honestly do think that game is going to be a low scoring game. Where I feel that we would lose to the Cry Girls is turnovers.
Could be. Micah Parsons is still Micah Parsons. I mean, even in that loss, he still had his plays. He still showed up. So I mean, he's still going to do his thing. He's going to
make his plays.
Yeah.
Do they come in the fourth quarter with the game on the line?
And
that's the question.
Dak is not looking all that good either. I watched that game. He was not impressing me at all.
We've seen Dak against this Cry Girls, or we've seen Dak against this Niner defense for 2 years in a row. Each year it's not looked pretty.
Nope.
Right? Can we all agree on that? Right? This game is about the Niners offense before the Niners defense. That's what the Niners Cry Girls game is going to come down to. Now, we'll get to that. We really wanted, and I noticed a lot of Niners Cry Girls. I've even, like yourself, Jason, noticed some people saying, oh, the Niners play the Cry Girls next. We have not beat the Cardinals enough with enough consistency for us to just chalk it up a win like we do the Yams.
Yeah.
If we do not go into this, I mean, just look what they did. Now, I understand, like I just said, we're not the Cry Girls offense. I mean, they're second best. I still put RD above theirs. just because, where's their Bam Bam? They've lost their Charvarius Award,
Yeah.
But if we don't come with our A game, it's going to be they're going to have hope. Where we win this game is if we come out and it's like 21-0, 24-0 at halftime. I think they
still have James Conner, and I know the Cardinals aren't the greatest team. James Conner still runs hard as hell, and that no matter what you say, like if you have somebody who runs that hard consistently, that does wear you down. And if you're in a close game at the end, come fourth quarter, the last thing you want to see is someone who runs that hard, who is keep coming at you, and you're just like, fuck, can I really stop this guy for another 15 minutes?
Big props to, so you mean we don't want done what we do to teams?
Exactly.
Which is
exactly
basically here comes CMC and Jordan Mason and Elijah Mitchell in the fourth quarter where you're dog tired and you don't want to, we've ran 15 plays, 6 drives of 15 plays.
Yeah.
Which is ultimately why I think that if we play turnover free, I don't know about undefeated just because I believe you're just going to have a bad week. It happens to everybody. That ball is shaped weird and oblong. It bounces funny.
And Thursday night, and there's still no Thursday night game. Short weeks still suck. Speaking of running backs, you see we signed a new one, and I'm not sure why.
Jeremy Nichols. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let me do the little bit of housekeeping that we have. We re-signed Jeremy Nichols and got rid of Troy Fumagalli.
Hey, you finally said it right.
I did. And I didn't even think about it. I just said it. I think that's what happens. I think when I think about these names is when I get tripped up. But when I just say it, I think that I could do all right. But
yeah,
I'm not going to attempt that again.
But why? Are somebody getting traded? I didn't see anything about an injury to any of these running backs. So
no, yeah. That's what I was curious about. I was like, and I even went through. I didn't listen to I think it came out Friday. I didn't listen to the Friday presser that Kyle does whenever he did his last presser.
Yeah.
But they haven't released anything on YouTube, which means he hasn't had a full media session probably since the day after the game, which was Debo Ribs, Dre Greenlaw was his
Dre and somebody else with ankle. But that was it. Then, nothing else for the running backs.
I didn't see anything for the running backs, so
we
always make these weird moves.
Yeah, and so it's just like, I understand you wanted to add somebody to the team, but why at running back? It's like, I don't understand that one.
That one is
Randy?
And I haven't heard, thank God, I haven't heard anything from as far as Elijah or anything, which thank God Elijah actually got some carries this game.
Bebop,
good to see you, brother. Thank God Elijah got some carries this game. How many carries did he get? Hold on,
I think like 6, 7. But like I said, so I'm almost wondering if there's something in the works or if somebody had made a call to somebody, kind of thing, and they're thinking, oh, you know what, this guy's available. Because who haven't we seen all year? TDP. Who haven't we seen maybe a handful of times? Jordan Mason. Would it be wise to, maybe trade Elijah, get somebody else in there, and then move TDP up a notch? I think slide Mason in as number 2. I don't know.
I love Elijah. I love Elijah.
I saw that one, and I like Jason Burnett.
I like Jason I do not understand why we don't have him on retainer. Like, why don't we just have his number in speed dial, especially with
It's the injury bug thing. I mean, I would almost want him on staff as almost like a coach at this point. Can you coach him play?
Right?
Like, he could be someone who could do that.
I know back in the day that you could. I don't know about now.
But
I mean,
it's weird.
Especially with Ambry down, I don't believe Luter's on PUP, so he can't come back until after week 6.
So again,
I have absolutely no problem with the Niners taking a flyer on Jason Verrett until he retires. Now, especially at this time of year, You know, I get nervous. I get nervous when you have to cut the roster down from 90 to 53. You know, because you're letting go a corner that could at least be healthy for you. And we all know, you know, Jason Verrett. But on here, after a couple of injuries, and you're taking a week 4 flyer on Jason Verrett, I have absolutely no problem with that. We all see what he can be when healthy.
Yeah, when healthy, he was the dog. He just shut down everybody.
If remained healthy, we would have not signed Charvarius Ward.
Oh no, because he easily. Jason Verrett stays healthy at the level of play he plays, even after a couple of injuries. When he was fully healthy for 2 games, he was a top 5 corner, shutdown corner in the league easily.
Yeah. It's probably one of the most heartbreaking Niners. I want to add JPP. Does anyone know? I mean,
probably at minimum.
See, everybody keeps like, I know you sent me the thing about Brian Burns, Jason. And I'm like, do the Niners feel that they need that? And I mean, who's really out of the? It's week 4. Who's out of the race that's going to be trading anybody? What trade deadline? I believe is the 30th this year, October 30th. So we're still basically a month away from the trade deadline. And honestly, everybody's talking about that $41 million this year, and unless there's an injury or a glaring need, you know, some type of regression or something, or, you know, knock on wood, an injury, I'd rather save that for next year. Honestly, personally,
or get a tackle. You know, I think McKivitz has done decent. You know, overall he's been okay. It's not the gloom and doom and everybody was predicting, but if we went on and get something for an instant upgrade, it'd have to be a tackle, I would think.
I honestly, I mean, I haven't looked at tackles coming out of the draft this year. But yeah, I mean, I think honestly, truthfully, this upcoming offseason, you probably got to take a look at both tackle spots.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, drafting somebody that maybe you could stash for a year if Trent wants to come play another year and everything like that. You know, and sign somebody that you can eventually, you know, to be your right guard that you're like, okay, cool, we're going to slide you over to left tackle when Trent does, and this rook that we're going to have sit a year, i.e. Aaron Banks, which, by the way, have you heard this stat? I mean,
I think I know what stat you're going with.
Big props to fucking Aaron Banks, bro, because, you know, he got a lot of shit for his rookie year. And let's be real, like Bam Bam saves the 18 draft, Kittle Corn saves the 17 draft. Aaron Banks right now is saving the 21 draft, you know, for being a complete wash. But I'm pretty sure you know this as well. Aaron Banks. Now, we have to put the asterisk. The fact that he's playing next to Trent Williams does help. But in 125 snaps at left guard, 0 penalties, 0 quarterback hits, 0 pressures, and 0 sacks allowed. I mean, not bad for somebody who was around 2 busts, right? The next coming of Joshua.
I would almost think that as of right now, he's the only verified All-Pro on this team. If you were to make the All-Pro team right now, without a doubt, I think he would be the main one on top of the list.
Yeah. 33 of 39 dropbacks, 84.6%, highest split rate in the NGS era.
Yeah, it's insane how good he is playing right now. I mean,
likewise, Purdy averaged the fastest time to throw of his career, 2.34 seconds. 20 of 31, 247, and 2 TDs against the blitz. So what does that tell you that why does Kyle trust? We started the show off with talking about how, and we said it all offseason. We said it last year. Fuck what we say. Fuck what anybody else says. Fuck even what Kyle says. See what Kyle's showing you. You know, see what he's showing you in the game. And why does he like that? Because, one, he doesn't turn the ball over.
Well.
And 2, so far.
I mean, he got awful lucky on like 3 plays. Like,
hey,
there was one to the end zone with Debo.
Lucky the good, brother.
I know exactly what we said earlier. But the one in Debo, the one where Kittle was pretty much
Yes.
DB.
Yeah. The one at Debo and the one where Kittle were turnover worthy plays.
And then the other tip.
Yeah, the tip, the Ronnie Bell play.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I don't want to go without saying this week, but Ronnie Bell with his 2 catches for 24 yards and 1 touchdown, he has a 50% conversion rate on touchdowns. And
You know the best part about go ahead. I know you're going to that one. The best part about I like that play from Ronnie Bell was when you watch the end of that play, he catches the ball and then he looks straight down to make sure that he's like, okay, where's my feet go? Right here. And I love that. I was
about it in the locker room. He talked about he reminded himself, all right, you can't get one. And that's why I was so fired up about Ronnie Bell, because what are the 2 things that we've seen?
DC.
All good, Bryant. All good. Luck is part of the magic, baby. I mean, how many times does Dwight double catch the pass? I mean, the catch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't matter. It just needs to happen once. So we've seen that he has the physicality to play in this offense, and we've seen he has awareness.
Yep.
And those are 2 things that's all I need. I don't need him to be a superstar. I don't need him to have burner wheels. I don't need him to have all that. Can you be physical? Can you catch? Can you be physical, catch? And, are you paying attention out there?
And he knocks every notch on that. You dare call him almost a complete receiver?
I mean, I haven't really studied his route running to say how is his route running, but he has everything that Kyle wants.
Yeah, especially for this offense, he is definitely. And that's where we go into the if we have to trade somebody between BA and Debo, I think it ends up being Debo. One, we can get more, but that's a whole different story.
I mean, if you tell, and especially if you tell Kyle that between CMC and Ronnie Bell, he can get Debo.
Yeah.
Which I think we can realize this. As long as Kyle's here, which is apparently going to be for at least one more year, or at least till
minimum till 2026, as far as
so at least till 2026, CMC is going to be here. I think there's 2 things: Juice and CMC are going to be here. Kyle, Juice, CMC, and death and taxes are the only thing that are going to be secure at night of football. And Kyle.
So, are you upset? I see a lot of people mad about them signing a contract to an extension without winning a Super Bowl. Does that bother you?
No, because who are you going to – I always say this about so many times. Every time I bring up Len Shahan is, well, who are you going to get that's better?
Yeah.
Because Kyle wasn't going to become a lame duck coach. So, essentially, you were going to have to make the decision in the offseason. Kyle was not going to coach the 2024 – I mean, what was he? He wasn't going to – I say he wasn't going to coach. Like, he would have just, like – not shown up or something like that.
Oh, no, yeah, I get you.
Kyle was not going to be a lame duck coach. So you were either going to have to make the decision to let the contract play out, i.e. Harbaugh, and we saw what mess that turned 2014 into, right?
We saw pure pettiness in that from Harbaugh's last few
right? And just, I mean, we saw what mess. And look, I was told by a player in that locker room that Harbaugh had lost some of the locker room. And it was just a mess. I was told some things by this player that it was a mess. So we already seen that, or you're going to fire Kyle Shanahan. Those are the 2 things. Either you were going to just play out the contract, or you were going to fire him. You're not going to fire Kyle. So you were going to allow him to leave and replace him with who? And especially when we've seen that are the San Francisco 49ers since 2019, when healthy, when healthy, have we not been Super Bowl contenders? Since 2019, name a team besides that hasn't won a Super Bowl that's been in the running more than us. Since 2019 consistently, minus 2020.
Bengals, maybe? I don't remember exactly what the Bengals records were last year.
I mean, when you figure Moody is the real MVP rookie of the year.
I mean, it's at this point it's between him and Bijan Richardson Richardson, the running back from the Atlanta Falcons. Between them two, honestly.
When you look at the brain trust, when you look at what Eric Armstead is literally the only player that is on this roster that wasn't brought in by Lynch Shanahan. So this is all Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch, and especially consider if they didn't want Eric Armstead on this team, they had the perfect opportunity to let him leave in free agency.
Yeah.
So this is John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan's team. So why would you not extend the brain trust, the people responsible for building one of the best rosters in football?
So what I see is that now people are saying that because this extension was given without winning a Super Bowl, what enticement do they have to win a Super Bowl? And I'm like,
winning.
Yeah, I'm just like, it's called winning a Super Bowl. Just like, but you can say the same thing with players. Why are we extending players who haven't won a Super Bowl? Why have we extended Debo? Why have we extended Fred Warner? All these guys. It's so you can't be mad for extending players who haven't won Super Bowl, but then bitch and moan because we extended a coach who hasn't won. And yes, I realize that the end game is Super Bowls, being competitive and being, making the playoffs. Yeah, we don't want just that. We want more. But you can't have both sides of that argument when you players and coaches. So
I go back to my who's better because what people want to do is because hope springs eternal. So the next coach would be the one that would do it, and it's kind of like after you date somebody for a while, you kind of start to see their flaws, and the grass seems a little bit greener. Maybe that blonde across the street seems a little bit hotter. Maybe her farts won't stink as bad or whatever. And then all of a sudden you get with her and you realize, yeah, she may do this, this, and this for you, but she has her own flaws as well. And so the grass ain't always greener. So what's the old saying? A bird in the hand is better than two in the bush.
Yeah. And
when we look back to the fact that the York family, I mean, you and I are old enough to remember this, Jason. Do y'all hiring history of the York family and the decisions that they've made at head coach? I mean, last time I checked, it wasn't exactly a roster of who's who.
Speaking of,
they fired Steve Mariucci. Since they fired Steve Mariucci, we literally have had. Yeah, go ahead, Jason.
No, go ahead and finish. I thought you were done. But speaking of coaches, I'm done.
Since they fired Steve Mariucci, they've literally had two head coaches with winning records. Think about that. Two head coaches with winning records. Jim Harbaugh and that guy that y'all plan not to extend. Yeah, he's the only other one. So, rant over. Go ahead, Jason.
All right, I'll unmute myself so you don't do that again. Speaking of former 49er head coaches, congrats to Jim Tomsula. He won the European Football League with the Ryan Fire. Yep. He finally got his mustache back. Yeah, I was like, I'm so glad he got the mustache back because without the stash, it just wasn't right.
Yeah, you have to have the stash, bro. You have to be the porn stash.
Not everybody can rock with just a stash, and he did.
Like I remember my Uncle Russ for years had a mustache, right? And he shaved it, and everybody hated it. I don't know if he grew it back or not, but it's like I've always remembered that. Like, I can't pull off a mustache. I've tried.
Me neither. I'd look terrible with just a mustache.
I worked at Safeway, and Safeway you couldn't have at the time. You couldn't have a goatee or a beard. could just have a mustache. And bro, I look like straight. Like people were like, bro, you look like Speedy Gonzalez. You better knock it off. Like
I cannot do it.
When I started my job at Lenardi's had the same policy. And I tried it. I said, all right, babe, because my girl doesn't like me without facial hair. So I said, okay, babe, I'll let you see the mustache. I don't like it, but I'll let you see it and you can make the decision. She was like, yeah, no, babe. I'd rather you. Yeah, no. And my girl's very, very, Eric. Okay. Bryant was the thing. Erickson, Nolan, Singletary, Jimmy T, Jim Harbaugh, Jimmy T, Chip Kelly, and then Kyle. I mean, that's not a very who's who of coaching hires. Why are the Niners saying that he only can play 19 minutes so wait until next year?
You don't want to lose him long term. If you extend him now, the price is going to go up every year to re-sign him. So you either re-sign him at a higher number, but if he's not signed for 19, then you have to franchise him, and then that number just keeps going up and up and up. So now, we franchise him twice. That number, instead of being 19, 20 a year, now he's wanting 25, 26 a year kind of thing. So that's pretty much the only reason why you sign him up front for more money, but it's a lower cost,
Wait, we just extended Brandon Ayuk?
No, he's asking why are we extending the Niners extend so.
Oh, okay.
So early, I think.
Why are we not? Yeah, okay. But yeah, I have absolutely zero problem with, because everybody, go hire McDaniels. Yeah, the Dolphins aren't letting him go. Jimmy Tomsula. I'm
not going to lie. When we hired Tomsula, I had hopes just because it was such a bad hire. I was like, it's such a terrible hire. It's got to be good. Like, it's just like, this is so, like, there's some crazy thing that's going to work out just because it's so bad, it's going to work.
I had hope until Justin Smith retired, and I was like, yeah, that's not a good sign. Right? I was like, oh my God. I'll never forget that because I was like, all right, we got Justin Smith, and that's his coach. And, Justin Smith's going to have his coach back. And then I was like, oh, shit. I remember he farted at his opening press conference. Oh, God.
He was just so, I don't know what the word is, man. I mean,
out of his league.
Terrible coach, but if there's somebody I want to kind of hang out with and drink a beer with, it'd probably be Tomsula.
You remember him lecturing people about how we're going to learn to pick up your trash in the... Oh, God, man. It was so horrible.
Like, dripping
literally he was sweating
10 buckets of just the sweats, man. I didn't know it was humanly possible to sweat that much and not be dehydrated.
Oh God, I gotta laugh and keep from crying.
Like I said, it was so bad.
So depressing. Man, those are horrible days, bro. I remember the weather seemed shittier, everything seemed shittier. Anyway. But
I think that was the year I finally admitted I have a drinking problem. I might have to check myself into AA that year simply because of everything that happened. Like between that year, the next year, the year before, it's like, okay, alcohol. I've consumed way too much alcohol in those 3 years.
Man, you're telling me. Okay, Nick Bosa, defensive MVP. Bam Bam, defensive MVP. I mean,
welcome back with the sacks.
I mean, this is. Everybody can shut up now, and I think this is the frustrating part about people who box score watch the games is that Nick Bosa's been back. I mean, he's been impacting the game.
He impacted the first game against the Steelers. He just didn't show. It just doesn't show in the stats.
And who might be having MVP of not someone up on the stat sheet season? Fucking Eric Armstead. He was a problem. Like they could not block him. Honestly, I think what happened is that Bosa sack that was he was unblocked on a sack, which I literally like my brain hurts when
he wasn't unblocked. The tight end missed the block.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, why would
you see him go like this, and by the time he gets his hands up, Bosa's already gone past him.
Gone. But I think what they're happening is they were trying to. Okay, well then never mind. It blows up my total theory. But Eric Armstead could not be blocked this game, and you know what? As much as I love Defoe, considering what we're at now, yeah, I'd kind of rather have Eric Armstead, Javon Hargrave, and Nick Bosa.
There you go. I'll pull it up. You can watch. The
Okay,
guy
let's
goes for Bosa, but he misses him.
And that's Nick Bosa.
Yeah, he just
Oh, that's
trails
all
him.
bad. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
all bad.
And that's Nick Bosa. And they're gonna spot
So-
just outside
Whoop.
from the 10-yard line. Look
I bet you he
Wait,
thought
wait,
Bosa was going to go outside, and then Bosa
Or
came back
something.
inside.
But yeah, Eric Armstead was a fucking problem that Giants game. I mean, like, I don't think that I don't even think we might not even go past what we got in 19 as far as sacks.
No, but like I said, that's not the end all.
But I think that this D line might be better. I just maybe not
Everybody is
deeper.
getting upfield. Everybody.
Everybody, like, it's just the pocket is like, I remember there was that one meme that was like, people say for quarterbacks just to stand in the pocket and throw the football, and it was like the pocket. It was literally the Niners just collapsed. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was just literally, I forget what team it was, but it was literally the pocket, just like you just saw Niners encircling the quarterback. And it was like, how is it physically possible to, especially when you're going against Javon, who had another good game. Javon and Eric Armstead are what? Javon's like 6'5" and Eric Armstead's 6'7".
Yeah.
You know,
They're
you've
big
got
boys. There are them big boys up there.
I mean, what's the average height of quarterbacks in the NFL? It ain't fucking 6'7".
Maybe 6 foot.
I would say probably like 6'2", 6'3". But so
I think Russ
mean,
brings that all the way down.
fucking why did I forget Kyler Murray brings it all the way down?
Oh yeah, because he ain't playing.
Fucking but yeah, so any final thoughts? I think we about covered it.
Well, let
today.
me pick your brain on 2 subjects before we go.
Shoot it.
The Dolphins completely fucking
Yeah, that was
the Broncos.
fucking crazy. That was crazy. You know what? Mike Modeno doesn't have that killer instinct, bro. And when I say he doesn't have that killer instinct, you got to kick the field goal.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
You got to
Yeah,
kick the field
I
goal.
want that record. I know,
I mean-
Super Bowls matter more, all that, but still, I want that record.
I mean, this is NFL history.
Yeah, exactly. It's
I
like
mean-
I'm going for that.
It's now. Let me ask you this. So then, okay, yeah, that was crazy. So let me bounce this back. Yeah, that was crazy, Brian. I'm super jealous because I forever want to ask Steve one question. It's like one of my lifelong goals is ask Steve my question. I want to ask him. But are the Broncos that bad or are the Dolphins that good?
Yes and yes.
I mean, fuck. I don't
Russell
know
Wilson.
what to say.
What's funny is he actually didn't play a terrible game. He
No,
was not terrible at all.
I saw.
It's just,
That-
and I will say this. So, one thing, and I think I've said this before on this show that I've noticed, and then I forget who was I watching. JT O'Sullivan. I was watching his breakdown of the game, and one thing that he noticed that Miami does that I wish we did more often, specifically just Debo, is that when they put people in motion, they run at 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Debo just kind of jogs.
Yeah.
And that's for the whole team across the board, is that those plays where like they'll put Mostert in motion out, and then he'll just run at 100 miles an hour towards the sideline. So you don't know what the hell he's doing. Whereas our players will do the same play in the same motion, and they're kind of like at a half jog. So I really wish they would start doing that. I like that. Just swim, baby.
Just swim, baby. So what was your second one?
Are you all about the Kelsey and Swifty thing?
I give two shits less, bro.
I'm all for it, man.
I mean, like,
I thought that shit was fucking hilarious.
I'm not a hater. I'm gonna say this. I really don't think Taylor Swift's all that attractive.
I don't think she's all that either,
but I mean, anybody who knows me, I mean, Jason, you've met my fiance. You know, I like bigger girls. You feel me? So that's
I don't think she's all that much better.
I think she's too scared. I think she's too skinny. You feel me? But yeah, that was pretty dope to see Mostert doing that. But I mean, cool. Congratulations. They're both happy. They fall in love. They stay together forever. They have 1 million babies, and she fucking, Travis Kelsey blows out his ACL trying to ride her or something like that. I don't know. And the Niners won the Super Bowl. But
I didn't think it was funny. I was reading this Twitter feed from somebody else who's supposed to be like a top Taylor Swift fan, and she was trying to explain football to people.
Yeah, I saw that.
That shit was fucking hilarious. I mean, I'm thinking, just put it this way. Not because they're necessarily bad people, but say the Chiefs win the Super Bowl. Could you imagine how insufferable those two would be? Just because, I was watching the game.
Eat it up. I bet you my girl would eat it up. My girl loves, she's a celebrity fucker. My girl loves
girls would go crazy.
She's not a celebrity fucker, but she's all into the gossip and all that. And I'm just like, oh my God, shoot me.
No, actually, the song I'm waiting for Taylor Swift is When He Breaks Her Heart, because that's going to be the greatest album of all time.
Yeah, probably. Oh, Travis.
You were always talking about rings, but you never had one for me.
Oh, God. I think at this point, when we start trying to make up songs for Taylor Swift, I think it's time to end the show.
I won't get in there because that shit was funny, random NFL stuff.
But any final thoughts, bro?
No, definitely looking forward to the Cardinals this week. Looking forward to having you on my show Friday night.
Yeah. This is gonna be fun. So
you get to listen to me talk the whole damn night.
I know I'm not used to be not the lead. What was I gonna say? What time y'all do that Friday show?
6.
The other Friday show. No, the other Friday show.
The one where I just jump on with random people. It's like 7 o'clock when it starts.
We might see what the week's looking like and maybe get on that one. But all right, bro. I'll see you Friday.
Indeed. Malo.
All right, bro. All right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in this week. Big thank you to Jason. I'm actually kind of looking forward to go on his show, and yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Anyway, before we get up out of here, of course, got to remind everybody. Hold on, we got one more comment. 7 p.m. It gets wild. Woo! We going down. Should I make me a Hennessy sour? Should I make myself a drink, Bryant? If I'm gonna come on, have a little bottle of Henny waiting for your boy. While we wait for Bryant to put the comment in, make sure to help out Niner Faithful Radio by using our shop49ers.com affiliate link. Link is in the description of this podcast or video. Go to SeatGiant.com. Use the promo code Niner Faithful Radio to save on all your theater, concert, and sporting event tickets, as well as help out the show. To see everywhere, to subscribe to the show, go ahead and go to NinerFaithfulRadio.com/subscribe. Follow us on social media. Jason does a bang-up job. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and Tumblr at Niner Faithful Radio, and Twitter at Niner Faithful R. Make sure to catch Jason and I this Friday, 6 p.m. Same faithful time, same faithful channel. Catch pregame, halftime, and postgame on Sunday. And, of course, your Coupon code for 20% off of For the Faithful by the Faithful Season 3 apparel is Beat the Tards. Woo! That's a mouthful. All right, let me see. Bryant went ahead and popped up. We're going to check. Let's say drinks help. All right, I actually got some gold bars, so I might have to crack open the gold bar and do a red and gold sour. Yeah, maybe I'll do a red and gold sour. But yeah, I'll talk to the wifey and see if I can hop on this week. But all right, I shall see y'all on Friday. Till then, faith, love, and happiness. Faith, love, and happiness. Go Niners.
Rice has just set a Super Bowl record with 12 catches. He's in motion. Montana. Touchdown, John Taylor.
See ya.